Welcome to Dr. Jester Rants, and I'm gonna rant about this. From Bound into Comics. John Cleese mockingly suggests comedians issue content warnings ahead of their shows to preempt mob backlash. Oh, kind of like this. Right? Well, it's... Hey, I'm a discount comedian, as in the worst possible comedian, the one that is generally not funny and it's utterly retarded, but you get what you paid for. So I'm ahead of the curve here. John Cleese? Hey, buddy. Time for you to keep up with the game, come on. Even if this discount idiot here can actually come up with that. Either way, let's go and read the article. Monty Python star John Cleese has mockingly suggested that comedians should include sensitive content warnings ahead of their comedy shows in order to preemptively head off mob backlash from those easily offended by mere jokes. Yeah? Turns out it actually doesn't work. I had quite a few idiots actually still feel offended despite the content warning. Cleese's comment came in response to fellow comedian Rob Schneider, who recently tweeted his support of writer and comedian Whitney Cummings after she faced criticism this past week for defending Joe Rogan and suggesting that the mainstream media, unlike the podcaster, has lost its credibility. Exactly. It's the media. Mainstream media completely lost its credibility. They are not even journalists anymore. They're just activists pretending to actually be real journalists. Hey, every time I turn on the news, I know they are actually lying to me. Bold-faced lies. Sometimes I just turn it on just to see what sort of lies they are telling me, and it's infuriating sometimes. When you know the actual facts of the event, you look at it and it's pathetic. They can't even pretend to be journalists anymore. They're just half-assing it now. I mean, even worse than me pretending to be a comedian. Anyway, what he says. Don't look at why so many people trust Joe Rogan. Wait, where was I? Don't look why so many people trust Joe Rogan. Look at why so few people trust the mainstream media. Holy shit on a pickle. She's actually quite good and nailed it like a pro. I think I'm gonna follow her. The tweet was itself prompted by the recent circulation of videos showing Rogan using the N-word, which I cannot use because it's YouTube, which have resurfaced amidst the ongoing attempt to deplatform the podcaster from audio streaming platform Spotify. Personally, ditch Spotify. Go to Rumble or create your own platform. You have the money for it. Because after all, Spotify have decided to censor over 70 of your shows. That says a lot. Though the podcaster was quick to issue an apology for his past use of the word to the cancel culture mob, yeah, they don't care about context, even though he was quoting and making references, not actually saying it by himself. He unsurprisingly did little to stop the outrage or moving on. In a follow-up tweet, Cummings doubled down on her previous comments, throwing her support behind both the famed podcast and comedians in general. Okay. Comedians did not sign up. Comedians did not sign up to be your hero. It's our job to be irreverent and dangerous, to question authority and take you through the spooky mental haunted house so you can arrive at your own conclusions. Yeah. Stay focused on the people we pay taxes to be to be moral leaders. Thank you, Whitney. You speak for all of us comedians. Cancel Whitney. Oh wait, there are people trying to cancel her indeed. You know, people keep saying that comedians are the canary in the mine when he's dealing with free speech stuff. And here we are seeing a bunch of comedians getting because of it. And it's a good example that we're heading not a very nice time or a nice period in our history. It's as if you're repeating the mistakes that led to the 1930s and 1940s. Well, actually, a bit earlier than that, if you're going to count the Soviet Union and retarded communist nonsense. But I'm also counting on the fascists and the Nazis down in 1930s and 40s. Why is it always socialism that leads us to this type of suffering? It's socialism every single time! Jesus Christ! When will people learn that socialism suck balls? Right, where was I? Anyway, enter the legendary comedian John Cleese. Reply to Schneider's comment. Let's see. I think comedy shows should say, warning! This show contains attempts to make you laugh and should not be watched by anyone of a disposition so anxious that ideas different from their own may cause their emotional collapse. Actually, that's a very good idea. Should probably add that eventually, when I have the time. John, so Rob Schneider replies with this. John, I will make sure this pre-show announcement is read tonight and every night before I step on stage. Will you add anything else? Perhaps if an actual injury occurs in your head, it might explode, which won't offend me in the slightest. Muchas gracias. It's actually A. But still. Hey, I'm triggered here! You actually got Spanish wrong! That's microaggression. Or something. Cultural appropriation. I don't know. It's some special word that some retarded actually pooped out and thinks it's actually important or something. Microaggressions. Who is the retard who actually thought that was actually a good idea? Nope. I'm not going to go there. John Cleese. Rob, I think that the simplicity of the form is slightly better at the moment. However, if anyone's head does explode, please add your line in the future. Also, will you send me some photos? Hey, please send some photos to me too! I want some happy, funny laughs! Please, pretty please! In August last year, Cleese announced that he was working on a documentary that would explore the effects that the woke weapon of cancel culture has had on comedy and comedians who have faced criticism for their routines. Yeah, I can't wait to actually see that documentary. I wonder if it's going to get cancelled too. I'm delighted. Well, actually, that would be a good publicity. I'm delighted to have a chance to find out on camera about all the aspects of the so-called political correctness. Cleese explained on this project. Quote, there's so much I really don't understand, like how the impeccable idea of let's all be kind to people has been developed in some cases of ad absurdum. End quote. Further you want? Okay, moving on. Oh, this was such a good episode. The Germans episode of Fawcett Towers. He tried to actually not mention the war at all, but he did mention the war multiple times. But, unlike everyone else thinks here, I actually think he got away with it. Yeah, he managed to get away with it by mentioning the war multiple times and succeed! Right. What was I? The BBC episode deemed necessary to remove was the Germans. I have no idea why would they do that. When the Ballard Barkley character, Mayor Gowan, uttered some racial slurs when recalling a particular event. That in the episode, which was originally broadcasted in 1975, Cleese's very own character found he was seen doing an impression of German dictator Adolf Hitler, a figure that comedian had already played a few years earlier on Monty Python's Flying Circus. I just think it was hilarious, and you should mock socialist dictators. It's important. I know it offends the control left that when you mock Hitler and Stalin because they are all socialist little shits that deserve to get fucked in the goddamn fucking butt with a very large pineapple. But still, I don't think it should be cancelled just because your fifis got hurt and your beautiful leader got mocked. But still, come on. Right. I would have hoped that someone at the BBC would understand that there are two ways of making fun of human behavior, wrote the Faulty Thomas at the time. One is to attack it directly, the other is to have someone who is patently a figure of fun speak up on behalf of that behavior. They dropped in fictional racist character of Garnet. Thanks of Garnet, we laughed at Off's reactionary views. Those whites, we discredited them. Let's move on to what it is it says. Those we discredited them by laughing at him. Of course, there were people, very stupid people, who said, thank God someone is saying these things at last. We laughed at these people too. And now they are taking decisions about BBC comedy. Sad, isn't it? Sad the world is going to. Comedians, yeah, they're definitely the canary in the mine of freedom speech. Once people go after them, you know you're pretty much fucked. And society is fucked. Because without them, how can we laugh at the stupidity of history and the absurdity of them all? Laugh is the best remedy. I laugh at myself. I mock at myself. I think I'm retarded. I make a lot of mistakes. I'm dumb little fuck. A former fatty fuck. See, you can see the slabs of former fat in form of actual very skinny tissue or skin. You can actually go and make your own lampshade with my own goddamn fucking skin. Hey, I have Jewish ancestry. I can actually make that joke. Anyway, on that goddamn fucking hell, because it's definitely everything going downhill. Have a great fucking night.